Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by the all-new 2017 Honda CR-V. With revamped cargo space, it's the biggest van yet.
The roof is wide open at Rogers Center for the second game of this four-game series against Tampa Bay, and Marco Estrada will take the mound for the Blue Jays. From pick 2 in a row from Tampa Bay. This field-level action cam is brought to you by the Samsung Galaxy S8. Unbox your phone. Marco Estrada try to continue this string of great starts for the Blue Jays on his homestand, and the Rays have gone through a tough stretch, 8-17 since July 19th. They're 2 games under 500. Corey Dickerson this year against the Blue Jays hitting over 300 with 7 extra base hits, but he's in a prolonged slump himself. But he's got good numbers against Marco Estrada. And then down in the cleanup spot, the DH for a second consecutive game, Logan Morrison. His numbers against Estrada are too impressive as well, including 3 home runs and 10 RBIs. But lately, this Tampa Bay team hasn't hit much at all.
They've really struggled, so Marco Estrada, who's been hot, gets the assignment tonight. His team-leading 25th start of the season. He snapped a streak of 12 consecutive starts without a win the last time out. That was against the Yankees. Shutout ball for 7 innings against New York. That matched his longest scoreless game this season. He did that also back on April the 15th against Baltimore. He's got to figure out something quick against Tampa Bay because they have really hit him hard lately. He's lost his last consecutive starts, 6 consecutive starts to Tampa Bay. That's dating back to last season. Maybe he has to use that fastball a little bit more. We'll see tonight.
Defensively, many outfield, Pierce, Pilar, and Bautista. Darwin Party makes his 4th start at short, and Mike Ullman just up from Buffalo, making another start behind the plate.
Just his 3rd this season. He made starts on May the 9th and the 15th against Cleveland, Atlanta. He's never caught Marco Estrada. He was saying today, Marco doesn't want to talk about game plans. He said, Mike, you call the game today.
So it's in Ullman's hand. Here's the first pitch of the game, and Corey Dickerson, as he often does, goes after the first pitch and fouls it out of play. Dickerson's average at 285 for the season. But coming out of the All-Star break, like so many of his teammates, he has really struggled, hitting 154 in his last 12 games. 0-2.
Couple of fastballs right there from Estrada. When I talked to Ullman about the game plan, he said, you know, I was really paying attention to Nick Tepesch yesterday. Tepesch throws a curveball just like Marco Estrada's curveball. It's a high curveball. He doesn't mind pitching inside. Looks like another high fastball.
He didn't get it up there. What a nice play by Refsnyder. He timed his jump perfectly. It takes a hit away from Corey Dickerson. Refsnyder has really put in a lot of time on this homestand, working on his defense at second.
Yeah, he has worked a lot with Luis Rivera trying to smooth things out. Refsnyder's a big guy, and he's going to need all of that frame to get up there and take away a base hit from Corey Dickerson. Blue Jays have to see what they have in Rob Refsnyder because it looks like he can swing the bat.
Blue Jays are 5-2 on this homestand so far. First pitch strike to Lucas Duda. Duda was acquired at the trade deadline from the New York Mets. Time of the trade, he was leading the Mets in many of the offensive categories. A changeup, and he's out in front 0-2.
4 fastballs, and that's his first changeup. Duda, he's been struggling a little bit over his last 11 ball games, but he's got some power. Got 20 home runs this season.
Another changeup in the dirt. So Ullman, he has the entire responsibility of Estrada's game calling on his shoulders, and I don't mind that at all. He's had a chance to watch this lineup last night, as you mentioned. There's that curveball. Donaldson gets a tricky hop. What a nice play. He throws him out. Well, we talk about how well this team has played on defense, and Josh has put on a show during the course of these first 8 games here. That was a tough hop he got at shortstop.
Blue Jays are 2 for 2. 2 nice plays off the end of the bat to watch how he has to give ground and then snare that ball. But he knows he's got some time with Duda running. It's just one hop, gives some ground, plants that right foot, sets himself and has a nice strong throw across the diamond. You're right, Blue Jays have been playing some great defense on this homestand.
Evan Longoria takes the first pitch curveball. There's some of that homework that Mike Ullman did last night.
Yeah, he said he watched the game last night. He went over the scouting reports with everybody, all the coaches, and some of those relievers. He also has that iPad, and he'll pull up that iPad during the game and take a look at bats. He definitely did his homework, because everybody knows Marco Estrada doesn't shake off the catcher. He went to him. He said, "Okay, Marco, let's talk about the game plans." He just put his hands up and said, "No, you do it."
Gave him the Heisman. Nope, we're not talking about anything. You call the game. Russell Martin, of course, is on the DL. That oblique injury. I'm sure he had some conversation with Ullman. Curveball, he checked his swing. 2 balls and 2 strikes are in the opening frame. There are 2 outs. Longoria and Estrada, teammates in college and in Long Beach State. Estrada made the transfer. Same for Longoria. They both played junior college ball before they got to Long Beach State. Change up. That ball's going to get down in the outfield for a base hit. Longoria has seen that change up before. He collects his 7th career hit against Marco Estrada. A 2-out single.
Well, it's such a key pitch for Estrada, and it seems like he's been getting it over and putting it in a good spot over his last 4 starts. His ERA is 2.08. Opponent's batting average of 188. He's going deeper into the ball games. His last 3 starts, he's pitched 7 full innings for the Blue Jays. And when things get a little bit tough, he buckles down 2 for 20 with runners in scoring position.
Yeah, things have turned around dramatically for him over those last 4 starts. Logan Morrison, the DH, takes a pitch upstairs. Morrison 6 for 18 against Estrada with 3 home runs.
You know, I don't know this for a fact. All I know is from watching the Tampa Bay Rays and their approach against Marco over the years, it's almost like they sit on his changeup.
It's a high pop-up into shallow right. Bautista coming in. He calls for it. Morrison is retired on the fly ball to right. Marco Estrada gives up a 2-out single and nothing more. Blake Snell will take the mound and face the top of the order when we come back. The first, as Blake Snell will take on the top of the order, and that, of course, means Jose Bautista, leadoff hitter, will bat first. So Bautista walked 3 times in last night's game. Let's take a look at the lineup for John Gibbons. They're closing in on 500, just 4 games under right now. Josh Donaldson, this season against the Rays, 8 for 25. He has done some damage, though. 2 doubles, 3 homers, and 5 RBIs, including a 2-run home run in the first last night. Darwin Barney against Blake Snell, the starter for Tampa Bay. 4 for 6. He's playing shortstop tonight.
Yeah, that's the lineup that Blake Snell will face tonight. He's seeking his first win in the major leagues since last September. A streak of 16 starts, longest since Jason Hamill had a club record 17 starts without a win. That took him from April of 2006 through August of 2007. He's coming off a sharp outing. His last time out, a run on 4 hits versus Cleveland. His manager, Kevin Cash, said fastball command is very important for him. He has to command the fastball to have success.
He used his fastball early and often in his last start, and Cash was very complimentary of that. Thought it really allowed him to get into the flow of the game. Snell's ahead of Bautista quickly, 0-2.
There's no question he's got outstanding stuff. He had some great numbers down in the minor leagues, but it's been a lot of pitches in an inning, a lot of walks, a lot of long counts. Tell you what, if he can be aggressive with that fastball and then finish him off with the breaking ball, that might be a pretty decent way to get guys out.
First 2 pitches were fastballs for strike. The next 2 were in the dirt breaking balls. You won't get Bautista to chase very often. High fastball fouled back. If you're going to get him out, you're going to have to get him out in the strike zone. He had 3 walks last night. He walked in the first inning and scored on Donaldson's first inning home run.
That has been commonplace, hasn't it? Jose getting on base early on in a ball game.
Looked like he took something off. That catches the bottom of the strike zone. May have been a changeup for the first out of the inning. So Josh Donaldson will step in this time without Bautista on first, and he has been wearing it out in the first inning.
First inning this season, just a tick under 300. He's also hit 9 of 17 home runs in that first inning to go along with 16 RBIs. Those 9 home runs in the first inning ties him with George Springer for the most in the American League.
We mentioned Donaldson hitting .240 with 4 home runs against lefty pitching this season, but right now he's really swinging the bat well. .356 with 7 homers and 17 ribbies in his last 13 games.
And he's driving the baseball. He's getting a lot of extra base hits, hitting the ball hard to right field. That's where his home run went yesterday. Then he doubled down the left field line in yesterday's ball game. He's in a good spot for a fastball now.
2-0. Donaldson has been talking about this throughout the homestand, how infrequently he gets fastballs in fastball counts. And that was a changeup right there on a 2-0 pitch.
They just don't challenge you. Now, the question is, would you? The way he is swinging, I think I'd rather walk him and then give up a home run.
This is popped up and playable out into the outfield. That's the second baseman, Daniel Robertson. He makes the catch. 2 away. So Snell gets a strikeout and a pop-up. Let's take a look at the rest of the defense. Good speed in the outfield and center, especially Alex Smith can really cover some ground. How about the former Blue Jay, Adeiny Echeverria, playing it short?
Blue Jay fans should be familiar with him. Adeiny, 37 games now for Tampa Bay. He's made 1 error in his last 18 games, 4 errors totally on the season for Echeverria. What a great pickup for Tampa Bay. That's exactly what they needed.
Dustin Smoke goes after the first pitch. Nice play at first by Duda. He flips to Snell. Quick inning for Blake Snell. Just 11 pitches, and he retires the side in order.
MLB insider John Paul Morosi reported that Marco Estrada had been claimed on revocable waivers by an unknown team. Now, teams generally run all their players through waivers after the trade deadline to give them a chance really to create some trade opportunities and also give them a better understanding of which teams are showing interest in their players. Now, manager John Gibbons was surprisingly definitive about Estrada's future, saying, quote, "Nothing's going to happen. We need him. My gut tells me nothing's going to happen." Or, and then he smiled, "I have some inside information." Now, if you recall, Estrada admitted to being distracted in the weeks he struggled leading up to the trade deadline, not knowing if he was leaving the organization. Not a coincidence, Buck. He's been pitching well and at peace since, but it'll be interesting to see how he performs with this waiver claim over his head.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be worried about that. I think he was concerned about the possibility of being traded from Toronto prior to that deadline. And since the deadline passed, he has had 3 super starts. Steven Souza Jr. will lead things on for Tampa Bay.
Hey, everybody goes through waivers in August.
Yeah.
Even the announcers go through waivers.
Were you claimed?
I was not claimed.
Oh, okay.
So you got to deal with me for a while.
Couple of fastballs as Estrada's changing gears a little bit early in this game using that fastball.
That's what I was saying at the end of that first inning, that I think Tampa Bay goes up there, and I don't have any definitive answer because they're not going to tell me, even if they do. Another fastball right there. They sit on the changeup. They've hit Marco hard lately, and I think they go up there looking for the changeup. So he's got to switch gears. He threw 3 fastballs right down the middle.
Never even thought about swinging. He just packed his bat over his shoulder and walks back to the dugout. He was looking for something else other than that fastball.
High fastball. And he's right on line, going home, straight towards home. Dials it up, his first strikeout.
Alex Smith. Smith entered the game as a pinch hitter in the 9th inning and was retired on a terrific play by Josh Donaldson at 3rd. Smith can really run, and Donaldson went to his left, spun around, and threw him out by about a half a step. 1-1 count on the center fielder.
Everybody's got to shorten up when you've got a speedster like this. The way he can run, if he just slaps the ball on the ground, he's got a chance to beat it out.
On the ground, Refsnyder will take his time. 2 up, 2 down. They mentioned Rob Refsnyder has been out here every day working on his defense, and today he was teamed up with Devin Travis, and they work a lot on mechanics. They do a couple of drills from a stool where all they're doing is just using their hands to be as soft and as receptive as possible, catching those one-hoppers.
He signed as an outfielder, and he's transitioning to the infield full-time, and what Luis Rivera is making him do, he's making him catch the ball with one hand. He says that's going to free up his hand and make his hand be a lot softer when he's fielding ground balls.
Estrada drops that hook in there for strike 1 to Wilson Ramos. Ramos hit a home run in the 2nd inning of last night's game. That snapped an 0 for 10. It was his first home run in 74 at-bats. Boy, Estrada's feeling it early on. He's got great command of the fastball. He's got his curveball into the mix already, and the changeup has been spot on.
Yeah, the one changeup that he threw got hit for a base hit, so he's got to change things up, at least this first time through the lineup, and give the Tampa Bay Rays something else to think about.
Estrada buried that breaking ball in the dirt. One and two. You mentioned Marco has lost his last 6 starts against Tampa Bay. And if you think back, he pitched maybe his best game of his life against Tampa Bay a couple of years ago down in St. Pete. Ramos checked his swing. He had a perfect game late into the ball game. Marco went 8 2/3, allowed a swinging bunt and a clean base hit. Only 2 hits he allowed, but it was a perfect game. That's the game where Donaldson dove into the seats and made that terrific catch about 3 rows deep into the seats in foul ground.
Since then, they've hit .336 against him, so you got to try something different.
High fastball. Full count to the catcher, Wilson Ramos. Aaron Sanchez, no real definitive time frame for his return. He's just starting to throw, and John Gibbons probably looking at that finger once again, saying, how's it coming? Estrada walks Ramos with 2 outs. First walk of the ball game for Marco.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
.27 degrees at the start of play tonight in Toronto. Just another beautiful night, picturesque night for sure. It was raining here early in the afternoon. In fact, the roof was closed through the middle of batting practice. Not sure what was going on. It looked like they were giving the umpire a little time, like he was fixing his mask or something. Trip Gibson appeared to have some trouble with his mask. And now he is all set. There are 2 outs, as he was indicating, in the former Blue Jay. Danny Echeverria steps in the box. Echeverria was brought over to shore up the defense at short, and boy, did he ever. He was traded in June 26 to be exact. Came from the Miami Marlins for a couple of minor leaguers. Change up, hit in the air, not that deep. Steve Pearce moving in a couple of steps, makes the catch. A 2-out walk, not a problem. The Tampa Bay Rays have stranded a pair. In 2 innings, we'll go to the bottom of the second. Morales, Pearce, and Pilar to face Blake Snell.
Those comfy green chairs in the TD Comfort Zone are guests from one of TD's community partners. Welcome, everybody. And a friendly reminder, the Gene Hat, presented by Honda. On Thursday, August 17th, note the early start time, 4:07 p.m. Eastern. The first 15,000 fans in attendance will receive this Blue Jays Gene Hat. For tickets, visit bluejays.com. Bye.
Another great giveaway here. That'll take place on Thursday. Time to come on out. It's an afternoon game, as I mentioned, 4 o'clock start. Henrys Morales, the DH. .249 for the season. That's the average. He's hit 21 home runs and driven in 60. Morales was 0 for 4 in the game last night. Breaking ball bounced up the third base line. Longoria picks it up and still has time to throw out Morales. Longoria came after. A lot of third basemen would have let that ball roll and hope to go foul, but because Morales doesn't run very well, Longoria made the play.
You're absolutely right. He's going to be playing deep because 4 of those RBIs came with 1 swing against Blake Snell, a grand slam, so he's got to respect the power. He also knows that Morales from the right side, he's not going to be getting down that line very quickly, so the former Gold Glover can field it and make the play over at first base.
Steve Pearce. "71 games for Pearce to this point, 11 homers, including those 2 grand slams on the last homestand." There's a base hit to center field for Pearce. He jumped on that 1-0 fastball and ripped it into center.
Steve also had a triple in last night's ball game, motoring around the bases. Let's take a look at what young Blake Snell will feature. It's basically he's going to come after you with that fastball generally 60% of the time, and it's a good one. It's 95 or 96 miles an hour. He's also got a changeup, a slider. His curveball is a good one. It's got a lot of bite to it. A slider, they're only hitting 217 against that. He's only given up 1 home run on the slider all season long. He's got outstanding stuff. He just has to learn to pitch with it now.
Kevin Pillar takes the first pitch strike. Kevin had a single in last night's game. Finished up that game 1 for 3. Blue Jays only had 5 hits and scored 2 runs and won a 2-1 ball game. Boy, he's got a good fastball early on. A little bit of hop to it upstairs, especially.
Some life to it. And hasn't won a game this year. He's 0-6.
This is his 16th start of the season. He's the first pitcher to start the season without a win in 15 starts since Marco Estrada when he was with Milwaukee in 2012. He didn't have a win through his first 15 starts.
That's why stuff is great, but you better learn how to pitch with it, because once he harnesses this stuff, I think he can be a big winner. He's left-handed, he's tall and long-armed, got the good fastball, got the good breaking ball. Still looking for that first win.
First-round pick of the Rays in 2011 from Shoreline, Washington High School. 0-2. That's a good changeup. Had a nice delivery. Fastball arm action, just missed downstairs with it. The problem for Snell is he's thrown too many pitches per inning. 18.6 pitches per inning. That's his average. That's the third highest average in the American League. There's another ball into center field. That's going to drop for a base hit. Ball bounces over Souza. Now it gets away from Smith. And away Pierce around. Throw comes to second. Here's the throw home. Not in time. Oh, good job by Louis Rivera. Not only did it bounce over Souza, but it got away from Malik Smith as well. Once he saw that second bounce, he waved Pierce around third.
That shouldn't happen to the Tampa Bay Rays because they play on artificial surface just like the Blue Jays. The problem was the center fielder got a little bit too close to the right fielder. Off the end of the bat for Pillar. Pierce read it. And once it bounces over Souza, you can see the center fielder. He's a little bit too close. And he's shut off by Souza, and that allows Pierce to circle the bases.
Well, once he sees it go over Souza, then he gets the wave from Rivera. He wants to play at the plate. He steps on home just ahead of the tag by the catcher.
You know what was interesting on that trip around the bases is he was going straight into third base, and then he got the wave, and he had to really cut his way back towards home plate. Try that last instant to round, get a little momentum into his turn at third base. Heads up base running, gets the Blue Jays their first run.
This is popped up. Refsnyder pops out for the second out.
He was going first to third and was assuming that he was just going to move up to third base, but when the ball got away from the center fielder, he's going straight in, and now he's got to cut it and make a sharp left-hand turn to score that run.
Look at the umpire right there. That's Lance Barksdale, the first base umpire. They rotated on that play. The home plate umpire went to third, and Barksdale was right on time to make that call at the plate. This is Mike Oldman. Mike's making just his third start in the big leagues this season. He's got some power. You see his numbers from AAA Buffalo, 12 home runs. First pitch changeup.
Durham must have given him a scouting report that he can sit on the fastball. Durham's a AAA affiliate of the Tampa Bay Rays, and they play the Buffalo Bisons in the same league.
Well, if you didn't know anything about him, saw him get into the batter's box, say, wait a minute, this guy's a big guy. He's probably got power, and I bet you can hit a fastball. Ball on the strike. Blue Jays have taken a 1-0 lead. Pilar credited with a double and an RBI. That ball hit safely in center field, then bounced over both outfielders, so he ends up at second, and Pierce comes all the way around to score. Another off-speed pitch. Mike Oldman is 26 years old. He originally signed with the Baltimore Orioles. Grew up in Bradenton, Florida. Not far from where the Orioles have spring training in Sarasota. Inside off the plate.
Good take. This is his second stint with the Blue Jays after the injury to Russell Martin and Miguel Montero. Blue Jays have a couple of their AAA guys doing all the catching now.
Two balls and two strikes. Broken bat, grounder to third. Longoria takes his time, and that ends the inning. But the Blue Jays break out in top. Steve Pearce with a one-out single. Kevin Pilar then loops one into center field. It drops safely, and Pearce comes all the way around to score from first. 1-0 Blue Jays.
Super Slow-Mo Cam. Brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Marco Estrada has a 1-0 lead, and you could see his opponent's batting average this season. In June, it was way up there at .353, dropped down in July, and boy, it's been good in August. That's vintage Marco Estrada right there.
One of those starts in August was at Houston versus that hard-hitting Houston Astros team. He pitched 7 innings, just gave up 3 earned runs, had 7 punch-outs against the Astros.
That opponent's batting average in August is really reflective of what we saw from Marco Estrada his first 2 seasons here as a starter. 2015 and 2016, he joined Pedro Martinez and Nolan Ryan as the only American League pitchers with consecutive seasons allowing an opponent's batting average of .205 or lower. So he was really in a rut, but it seems like he's sorted things out now.
Lots and lots of soft contact too when he's on there. When he's been out on the mound those last couple of years, the batting average and balls in play haven't been it's not very high either. A lot of pop-ups, a lot of soft contact.
Daniel Robertson 1-2 pitch, and that's a base hit into center. That fastball was out over the plate, and he jumps all over it. A leadoff single here in the 3rd for Tampa Bay.
Another 4-seam high fastball from Estrada. Just didn't get it up high enough again. It looks like they want to go up around letter high with that fastball with 2 strikes. Missed his spot.
Back to the top of the order, Corey Dickerson was robbed of a base hit his first time by the second baseman, Rob Refsnyder. First pitch changeup. Dickerson's a free swinger. He is looking to hit something on that first pitch.
Second time through now for the Tampa Bay Rays. Marco might have to change it up. He threw a lot of fastballs to the Rays first time through.
That changeup bounced in the dirt. It's a ball and a strike to the left fielder. Marco for the season comes into this game with a 5-7 record. This is his 25th start of the season. Robertson, not much of a base stealing threat. He has 1 stolen base and he's been caught twice.
The Rays have had trouble scoring. We all know that. We chronicled that in last night's ball game. Kevin Cash might try and do something to get them rolling just a little bit. Maybe start a runner. He was asked about that today, about why they haven't been hitting. He said, you know, early in the season, we always seem to have at least 3 guys who are hot at one time. And as you go through the lineup, if you have at least 3 guys hot, that can carry you till the next 3 guys get hot. It might be the 3 guys in the middle, it might be the 3 guys at the top. He said right now, really nobody's hitting.
Foul tip into the glove of Ullman. Well, the Rays have managed 4 hits 7 times in their last 10 games. Only 4 hits. And in the first half, they were averaging 4.76 runs per game. Boy, it has really dried up since. They have scored the fewest runs in the majors in the second half. Another fastball, and Dickerson strikes out. That fastball upstairs. Second strikeout of the game for Estrada.
4 hits in a game, 4 games in a row, 7 other past 9 with just 4 hits or fewer. Now he gets that fastball in a good spot. Remember the Robertson fastball? It was a little bit lower. That one, you want to get it about letter high, right where it says Rays, and that's where it comes in, and Dickerson can't catch up to it. Second strikeout tonight for Estrada.
Lucas Duda batting with 1 out. He hits a high fly ball deep to right. Bautista at the track. This one's going to go. Duda, with a 2-run home run, has given the Rays the lead. He had 3 home runs and 4 RBIs in his first 4 games. And now he has hit his 4th home run off Marco Estrada.
This is a good pickup for the Tampa Bay Rays. Another slugger and a pretty good looking first baseman. Out of their first 5 hitters, 4 of them have 20 home runs or more. Changeup from Estrada. And I told you this team, I think they sit on the changeup. Duda gets it and he lifts it out of here. That's an uppercut. That's how you get the ball in the air. You uppercut it and you get it out of here to give them a lead. That 5th guy that I was talking about in the top 5 with at least 20 home runs, the 5th guy who doesn't have it is Longoria, and he's got 17. So lots of power at the top of this lineup.
That's going to be a fly ball to left. Pierce coming in a step or two and makes the catch. Longoria's retired. He's 1 for 2. Well, the Rays got a home run last night, their only run of the game. That came off the bat of Wilson Ramos. Tonight, their 2 runs come on a home run from Lucas Duda. 11 of their last 14 runs scored have come on home runs. And they're not stringing hits together, but right now they don't care how they score. Runs have been tough to come by.
Remember when the Rays were a really fast team that could just generate runs with their legs? Carl Crawford, B.J. Upton, Kevin Kiermaier,
Rocco Baldelli,
their first base coach.
Yeah, they had a lot of speed and didn't have a lot of power, but now they're kind of flipped. And home runs have been very important, much like the Blue Jays. Logan Morrison popped out to the right field to end the top half of the 1st inning. Morrison is 0 for 5 in the series so far. Two balls and a strike. It's a high cutter, just missed off the plate, up and in. Marco now has surrendered 22 home runs for the season. But he's a fly ball pitcher.
He's a fly ball pitcher. And you got some guys who hit a lot of fly balls and a lot of home runs. There's a good changeup in a fastball count.
2 outs. Steven Souza Jr. is on deck if Morrison can keep the inning going. 3-2, 2 outs. 2 runs in here for Tampa Bay in the 3rd. Another changeup and Morrison strikes out.
Yeah, he caught that.
Now the umpire says it hit the dirt.
Yeah, but he caught that.
So now Trip Gibson will throw the ball out of play. He was very quick to make the call. Ullman tried to sell it to him, then he caught it in the air. But let's take a look at it, see if we can see the dirt. But I don't know about that. I think the dirt came because of the contact with the catcher's mitt. I guess it did kind of hit the dirt. That's a tough one there. Another 3-2 pitch to Morrison. Broken bat. That's going to drop fair. Bautista tries to cut it off. He gets to it. Morrison's headed for second, and he'll get there standing up.
Well, that's unfortunate. The Blue Jays thought they had a strikeout last out of the inning, but now they've got to deal with another runner in scoring position. Fastball broke his bat.
But to his credit, Morrison hustled out of the box. He hits it down around the label, breaks his bat, but he hustled out of the box and ends up at second.
You can hear that bat breaking, and now he's thinking 2. As soon as he hits it, he's thinking 2.
Darwin Barney got blocked out by the big body of Morrison. And he was lucky. I think that ball hit Morrison, and Barney was able to retrieve it. I don't think he could see the throw coming. Morrison came in standing up. They both had a little laugh about that at the end. Like, man, you're a big dude.
He is. He's as big as a house.
Steven Souza Jr., a strikeout victim his first time up. Breaking ball in the dirt. Bowman keeps it close.
Darwin's at second base. Here comes the throw from right field.
He got that big Morrison standing on top of the base. You can't see anything. Two balls and no strikes. Now it's 3-0. Tampa Bay has taken the lead here in the third on a 2-run home run off the bat of Lucas Duda. His 4th home run since coming to the Rays.
Souza's hit 25 home runs, so you got to figure he's got the green light here. 3-0.
Takes ball 4, 4-pitch walk. Second walk issued by Estrada. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. He's got 13 RBIs already, and he's gotten some big hits. Of course, he had the big game-tying home run off of Aroldis Chapman. And this kid has really impressed. He's still 20 years old.
2 more home runs last night, too.
He and Nunez have literally turned their fortunes around offensively. Nunez batting .382 with 10 extra base hits, 4 homers, 12 ribbies in 15 games with the Red Sox. And it came at a perfect time with Pedroia dealing with knee injuries, and he's back on the DL. Mallex Smith. High fly ball to left field. Shouldn't be a problem for Pierce. And it is. But the Rays get a 2-run home run off the bat of Lucas Duda. They strand a pair, and they've taken a 2-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the third.
Get fired up with the superstars of Raw and SmackDown Live for WWE's biggest party of the summer, SummerSlam on the WWE Network. Subscribe today at WWE.com/Canada.
Another fun-loving crowd here at Rogers Center tonight, and it is another very comfortable evening. Tampa Bay has a 2-1 lead. That was the final score of the game last night. The Blue Jays won it 2-1. Josh Donaldson hit a 2-run home run in the first. Wilson Ramos hit a solo shot in the second, and that was it.
Every run but one has been scored on a home run by both of these teams. The run tonight by the Blue Jays on that freaky bounce, and the good base running by Pierce.
Darwin Barney Ball ran inside and he swung over the top of it. Barney's behind 0-2. Darwin is 4 for 6 going up head-to-head against Blake Snell. Been a bit of a struggle for him lately, just 1 for his last 19.
That one hit. Jimmy John hit a home run the other day.
Home run off Wade LeBlanc on Sunday. One of 3 home runs the Blue Jays hit in that 7-1 win.
It's the start tonight because he's had good numbers against Blake Snell in his career. This is his 3rd stint with the team this season. Snell has been up and down. He's up now because of the injury to Alex Cobb, who's on the disabled list.
Barney tried to check his swing. He goes around. That's the first out of the inning. 2nd strikeout for Snell.
Shows you the kind of stuff that he has. He could have a big strikeout career when he uses that fastball. That's just a good old country 4-seam fastball. Here it is. Let's see if you can hit it. The Super Slow-Mo, brought to you by the Samsung QLED, the next innovation in TV.
Back to the top of the order. Jose Bautista was called out on strikes his first time up. He took a changeup right at the bottom of the zone. You can see why the Rays are excited about the future of Blake Snell. He's got a smooth delivery, nice over-the-top motion. Fastball, curveball, slider, and change all come out of the same arm slot. Little squiver off the end of the bat. Snell takes his time, throws to first, and Bautista's retired. 2 away.
You know, it's a work in progress. Remember at the beginning of the season, we had a talk with his pitching coach, Jim Hickey. Says he does have a lot of moving parts, and we're trying to smooth out his delivery, try to just make it as simple as possible. He looks a lot better, looks a lot different than he did earlier in the year.
He made the opening day roster and made his first start of the season was against the Blue Jays. And that's when he gave up that grand slam to Kendrys Morales. And then he was sent out on May 15th, came back on June 28th. In that second stint, he was sent back to the minors on the 4th of August. Then Cobb got hurt, and they called him back up to take Cobb's spot.
So there's some growing pains when you've got some young pitchers. When you watch, he's got some pretty decent stuff that if he ever learns to command it and learns to pitch with it, looks like he could be a big winner.
Well, the thing that I've been impressed with from the first day we saw him to now is how confident he is throwing that changeup. That's always a key to a pitcher's success, how quickly you can come up with that off-speed pitch.
And if you pitch or want to pitch for the Tampa Bay Rays, you better have a changeup. You better have fastball command, and you better have a changeup.
Jim Hickey's a big proponent of that. He believes you could be a successful pitcher using those 2 pitches. Donaldson, they just won't give in to him. A 2-out walk issued by Blake Snell, and he has turned the corner a little bit here in this season when you look at his first 9 starts. ERA over 5, opponents hit .260, and the team was 2-7, but over his last 6, there's been a dramatic improvement.
The whip is still a little bit high at 1.3, but that's a heck of a lot better than 1.6. That's too many pitches per inning, too many walks, too many base runners. Once pitchers learn that hitting is really hard, you don't have to be perfect. You have to get ahead, you got to stay ahead, and you got to finish it off. I think that's why Kevin Cash, his manager, said today that he has to command the fastball to have success. If you do that, if you command the fastball and jump ahead early, then you can build off of it.
Well, when you talk about commanding the fastball, that means you throw strikes with your fastball. And when you throw strikes with your fastball in good spots, then the hitters become swingers. Then they start to swing, and then when you throw your second and third pitches, they're going to be in a swing mode.
That's exactly right. And he's fallen behind Donaldson. He walked in. He's fallen behind Smoke now.
Made a good pitch, caught the outside corner.
And that's always dangerous when you fall behind Smoke if you're a left-handed pitcher, because look what Justin has done this season against left-handed pitching. A 400 batting average. He was robbed of a hit his first time up.
Bouncing ball to second. Robertson has it. Smoke's retired. Donaldson is stranded after drawing the 2-out walk. We played 3 innings. Blake Snell and the Rays have a 2-1 lead. Great starting pitching on this homestand. Over the last 5 starts, the numbers have been impressive. They're 4-1 as a unit. The ERA is under 1. Opponents hitting under 200, and whip is just a tick over 1. Everybody is kind of feeding off the previous start, and I think that's a good thing. Competition breeds success.
You know what they're averaging too? 6 innings every time they take the mound. They got 6 innings last night from Nick Tepesch, 6 innings from Jay Happ. Before that, Chris Rowley pitched into the 6th inning, so they're getting a little bit more length. That makes the bullpen a little bit easier to manage, if you will. You can set your guys up and get them the proper rest that they need.
Wilson Ramos, the catcher. He sits on that changeup, and this ball is going to be over the wall and out of here. Ramos homers for a 2nd straight game, looking for that changeup. He got it and hit it over the wall and left. His 5th home run of the season.
I don't want to keep saying it, but it just seems like Tampa Bay looks for that changeup from Marco Estrada. That's another home run off of a changeup. He's been having some good rounds of BP. Hit a home run, like you said, last night, Buck. He also just missed another ball as he took the center fielder deep to center field. Pilar sent him. He almost hit another one. This time he gets his 5th of the season. That line drive to left field.
Both home runs were first pitch changeups. What are you changing up from? So you go up there looking for a changeup. There's nothing to change your speed from. It's the first pitch of an at bat, so that's the speed you're going by.
And as a hitter, it looks like a BP fastball.
Especially if you have it in the back of your mind.
You're thinking about it. You're sitting on it.
This is the shortstop, Adeni Echeverria. Echeverria was with the Blue Jays, played in 43 games, and then he was part of that huge package that they sent down to Florida in a trade with the Marlins. Good fastball there. Echeverria signed with the Blue Jays as a free agent. Got a nice contract, I believe a $10 million contract as a free agent. And then they put him in Dunedin, Florida to start his career. Mel Didier, the great scout and the advisor to the Blue Jays, went down to Dunedin to see Echeverria, wanted to see him firsthand. When he got there, he said, "Hey, who's the Spanish-speaking coach for Echeverria?" They said, "We don't have one." The next day, he was on his way to Double-A. High fly ball into shallow right. Long run for everybody, and that's going to drop fair. Echeverria with a bloop double just inside the foul line down the right field. I mean, that was placed perfectly. Ref Snyder, Bautista, nor Smoke, nobody could get close to it.
Up high enough, and really the only guy who could have a shot at it would be the second baseman. His angle's just a little bit better than the first baseman's angle, but he can't get to it. It's a bloop double for Echeverria.
Number 9 hitter Daniel Robertson. He singled in, scored on the home run by Duda last inning. Three runs on 6 hits for Tampa Bay, a run on just 2 hits for the Blue Jays. One and one now to Robertson. Robertson played shortstop last night. He's playing second base this evening. Robertson, his 33rd game at second. Inside. How many hitters have you seen using an interlocking grip on a baseball bat?
I see it in golf, but I don't see it a lot in baseball. He's got the interlocking with the index and the pinky, keeping his hands on the bat. It's an interesting grip.
Yeah, I've not seen that before. The only guy I ever saw that toyed with that was Anthony Ghost. Remember, Anthony Ghost did that a few years ago for a few days, just experimenting with it. But there's that interlocking grip. You associate that grip more with golf than you do baseball, for sure.
Looks like it could prohibit you from rolling your wrist over and getting the barrel through. I'll have to ask him tomorrow where that started.
He strikes out. Estrada uses that changeup to strike out on Robertson. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. Unbelievable. The last player to homer in 6 straight games was Nolan Arenado back in September of 2015. Now, Stanton has done that. He has 11 home runs in his last 12 games. Since the All-Star game, this is the 30th game he's played in. He has 18 home runs in 30 games.
Started right before the All-Star break. That's now 23 in 35 games. 23 homers in 35 games. That's crazy. And I'll say it again. Why are they pitching to him?
Because everybody believes I can get him out. Not right now, you can't.
What? Roll the ball up there.
You can't get him out right now. I think that was Madison Bumgarner.
Yes,
it was.
Yeah.
He knows better. Dickerson hits this into center. That's going to drop. Pilar plays it on a hop. Here's the throw to the cutoff man. It'll be cut, and Echeverria comes in to score as Dickerson picks up an RBI single. And it's a 4-1 Tampa Bay lead for Dickerson, his 54th RBI of the season.
That is also his first hit of the series. A little bit of a cutter right there. That stays up about belt high. And Dickerson, who got off to a sizzling start this year, he's dropped down a little bit. Now starting to hone in on that base hit back through the middle. Picks up the RBI.
2 runs in the third, 2 runs here in the fourth for Tampa Bay. Duda hit a 2-run home run his last time up.
He once again is going to be looking to lift the ball into the air. He's right on top of the plate. Looks like they're going to try and jam him inside.
They jammed him indeed. Got that ball in on his hands, and he hits a lazy fly ball to center. 2 away.
The all-new 2017 Civic Si. When it leads off, it leads for good. Honda, proud fan since 1977 and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Been a long homestand for the Blue Jays. They come into this ballgame with a 5-2 record in the first 7 games they've played. They have this one and 2 more against Tampa Bay. Evan Longoria takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1. There goes the runner, and the throw is into center field. Dickerson, stolen base. He'll go to third on the air by Mike Ullman, the catcher, his 2nd error of the season. So the Rays, anxious to continue to score some runs, start the runner. He picks up a stolen base, and he ends up at third.
Dickerson not really known as a base stealer. He's now 4 for 7 this season. This time catching the Blue Jays flat-footed. Picked on a good pitch. It looked like an off-speed pitch, and it gets into second base, and when that throw gets away from the second baseman, he can move up to third.
Runner at third, 2 outs for Longoria. Takes a fastball strike. Boy, the way they're taking fastballs, it certainly makes you feel like they're looking for changeups.
Yes.
Not even offering at those fastballs.
2-0 fastball right down the middle, and he just watched it go by with the runner in scoring position.
Another fastball. Barney behind second, throws Longoria out. But the Rays have another 2-run inning. A solo home run by Wilson Ramos, an RBI single by Corey Dickerson. They've taken a 4-1 lead as we head to the bottom of the board.
enter for a chance to win the TD Comfort Zone contest. On any Tuesday, post a video or a photo of you showing your Blue Jays spirit, along with hashtag TD Tuesday and at Blue Jays to Twitter or Instagram. For details and rules, visit bluejays.com/TD contest. Buck.
Thank you very much, Hazel May. Blue Jays got some work to do. They trail Tampa Bay by 3. Tampa Bay has scored 4 runs. They're going to consider that a blowout the way they've been scoring runs lately. They have just not been able to muster much offense.
1 or no runs in 6 of their past 10 games. They've got 4 tonight.
Andres Morales takes the first pitch strike. Another good fastball. Boy, he's got a very impressive delivery. This is a lot better than when we first saw him in his first start of the season.
A lot of movement earlier in the season. Now a little bit simpler delivery. He doesn't raise his hands over his head. He just turns and lets it fire. Simple delivery. It stays. You stay within yourself and you make quality pitches.
That's a good curveball right there. He strikes out Morales. That's his 3rd strikeout of the ball game. Fastball, slider, curveball, and changeup. He's got the whole package.
Really gets on the side of that thing and creates a lot of torque and a lot of spin on that ball. You know, who says all the development is down in the minor leagues? I mean, your talent will get you to the big leagues. A lot of times you got to finish off that talent pitching in the major leagues.
Steve Pearce. He singled and scored back in the 2nd. Pops this one out of play. Well, you make a great point about the polishing of the pitchers here in the major leagues. And the most important aspect of that is you got good coaches. Jim Hickey, longtime pitch coach, but you're facing hitters that are major league hitters for the first time. So there's a lot of work to learn right here. You got to have a lot of experience against these great hitters.
And it might take, you know, some time. It might take you 20, 30 starts to figure it out, but you're constantly working. You're working on your mechanics. You're working on your release, your delivery, your breaking ball, whatever it takes. There's so many things that you have to do to finish off and to polish you up. You can go down to the minor leagues and throw that pitch that we just saw. They're swinging at it.
They're swinging at it, every one of them. It's close enough and they'll chase it, but big league hitters won't chase it. 2-2 to Pearce. That hits Snell. He stays on it. He's going to make the play on Pearce. Tell you what, the Tampa Bay Rays pitchers, they get hit a lot. Jake Odorizzi, not last night, but in his previous start, got hit on a comebacker, and this one's right there, and you can see he wasn't in very good position to field it. He had his legs swung around all the way toward 3rd base.
Tough to field the ball when you're not facing it. It looked like his back was turned to him when he followed through with his delivery. As a hitter, you're going up the first base line, you're upset as that had base hit written all over it.
Yeah, just because the pitcher gets in the way, you end up grounding out. Kevin Pillar had the RBI double in the 2nd. He had a little Texas League base hit into center field, then it bounced over both the outfielders, Steven Souza Jr. and Malik Smith. Bottom of the 4th. Blue Jays had a 1-0 lead on the Pillar double. And Tampa Bay gets 2 in the 3rd on a 2-run home run. Get a solo home run from Ramos in the 4th and an RBI single from Dickerson.
He's heating them up. High fastball. Looked like Kevin was sitting on an off-speed pitch, just fouled off that tough fastball.
Dane Johnson is filling in for Pete Walker as Walker's away from the ball club, and Dane, sure, they're talking about approach to these hitters. Talk to Estrada, and then he'll go to the catcher and say, here, Mike, this is what you have to do. But it clearly looks to me, and you feel the same way, that Tampa Bay is just sitting on his changeup.
Sitting on the changeup. And fastballs are going to be important.
Another 0-2 pitch off the plate. Pilar shoots this one into right. Good job by Kevin Pilar. He gets his second hit. 2-out single to right.
You know, they wanted to go in, but he just couldn't finish off that. He throws a little bit across his body to Snell. He starts on the first base side of the pitching rubber, plants that front leg, so it's tough to get that ball inside against a right-handed hitter. He couldn't get it in there. Pilar fights it off. It's a line drive to right field.
Jim Hickey told us about Snell last year, saying this guy's got all the tools to be a very good pitcher. You could see the delivery, and they're going to continue to refine things, as you mentioned up here.
Yeah.
But boy, I love his fastball tonight, the way it comes out of his hand.
Hickey was saying that at this stage of where Snell is, his stuff is better than David Price's was. Now, Price was a little bit older and a little bit more mature, but stuff-wise, he said Snell's stuff is better than Price's when he first came to the big league.
Snell's got a good curveball, and he already has that changeup. Took Price a while to really buy into the changeup. Robert Refsnyder with the count in his favor, 2 balls and no strikes. The Blue Jays are kind of intrigued with Refsnyder. They really haven't seen a lot of him, but he's getting a lot of playing time, so they can get a good look at him when they go into the offseason.
They think he can hit. They think he has the ability to hit. He's strong. He's got strong hands. And when you watch him hit, you can see he's got some power inside that swing. So they want to find out what they have here.
Refsnyder with the Blue Jays, playing in his 12th game. Six for 25. It's a 240 average for the season, hitting 177. Ground ball to short. Echeverria goes to second to force Pilar. That ends the inning. We have played 4. It's 4-1 Tampa Bay as we head to the 5th. Now time for a Blue Jay Central update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Greg Zahn from the Samsung broadcast studio.
At WestJet, owners care for the company as much as dog owners care about puppies. Aw, puppies. Book now at WestJet.com.
4-1 ball game here as we head to the fifth. Marco Estrada and Blake Snell, the starters. Estrada has given up a pair of home runs. This is Logan Morrison. He takes the first pitch strike. Morrison had a broken bat double down the right field line his last time up. That was back in the third. He was stranded on base. He's got another hit. Hit that one off the end of the bat. Morrison is 2 for 3.
DHing tonight. He's got a second hit. That'll bring up Steven Souza. Steven Souza has made his best work against right-handed pitching this season. All 25 of his home runs have come against a right-handed pitcher.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Of course, Stanton leads the way, and then Oakland's Chris Davis. Judge has 29. And Souza is at all of its home runs against righty. And you know what? We saw it last night when they got the ball inside. Nick Tevis did a great job of throwing that fastball about belled high on the inside corner, and he couldn't handle it. But he likes that ball out over the plate, and he jumps on that high pitch. He rips it into right. Morrison stops at second, back-to-back singles to start the inning here in the fifth.
To the phone go the Blue Jays. There might be some action down in the bullpen. Cutter got underneath it, and it stayed up for Souza as he picks up his first base hit of the series to right field. He's had a nice season for this team.
Matt Dermody starting to loosen up for the Blue Jays. With Dermody, one of 4 lefties down in their pen. They've just added Tim Meza, who will make his major league debut the first time he's called upon. Never pitched in the big leagues.
Bunt situation for Tampa Bay, so the Blue Jays are in at the corners.
Alex Smith. He lines it to Refsnyder, and they almost got their signals crossed, and they did indeed drop the ball. Refsnyder thought about flipping it initially, then said, I can go to the bag, and then when he did flip it, it was too late. He and Barney got their wires crossed.
Are they calling interference? Here we go again. Same thing happened last night. First and second, nobody out, and some confusion on the bases. Kevin Cash wants an explanation.
Ed Cooper is the umpire at second base, and difficult to tell. I didn't see anything. And watch the base runner. He'll be the key to this.
There's the out. I don't wait.
Well,
I don't know what he's calling. I don't know why he's thinking he's.
He called him out because he thought Barney had possession of the ball because he clearly beat Morrison, but he never had control of the baseball. They're going to turn this back over.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah. Watch the umpire. He says out, singles out.
See, he
doesn't see the ball,
and then he never saw the ball. When he did see the ball, he waves him safe, but then he calls him out. Barney never had possession of the baseball, so they're going to overrule this, and Morrison will go back to second because Barney never had control of the ball. But Refsnyder thought initially to flip it, then he started to take a step towards second, and then he flipped it, and it was much too late. Handcuffed Barney.
They're playing together for the first time as second baseman shortstop, so communication is key. Barney was giving him the glove. That's the sign, like, hey, give it to me right here. But he deked him a couple of times. He faked it a couple of times. Yeah, the runner's safe. That's it. He faked it. You see the glove up there. He said, give it to me, but it's too late. So some miscommunications cost the Blue Jays an out.
Yeah, and if Refsnyder shovels it when he first thought about it, it would have been a double play because Barney got there plenty of time ahead of Morrison. Blue Jays have committed an error. It was on the catcher on a throwing error. Stolen base and an error 2. That was in the 4th. And now that's the play where they had a chance to make the second play, couldn't get it done, but it's not an error. The dangerous Wilson Ramos, he homered his last time up. Second home run of the series. High fly ball into center. Pilar
can't see it.
Never saw it. He never ever saw it. And he kind of nonchalant. I thought he was deking the base runner when he did it the first time. I thought that was a deke because I thought he had it, and he didn't really emphasize I don't see it. Just stuck his hands out like I thought he was trying to decoy the base runners.
That happened in last night's game. It went up there, but he luckily saw it last night. When it came down, he recorded the out. But I'm with you. A lot of times you'll see outfielders just decoy like, hey, I don't have it, thinking that the runners will take off. But he never saw it.
He never saw it till it hit the turf. There he sees it, and it was much too late. He lays back to make sure it doesn't go over his head, but all the runners advance. Now the bases are loaded for Echeverria, who doubled his last time up. Echeverria has 2 career grand slams. For 4-1 Tampa Bay. They have 10 hits already. Tough time of the night. Bautista, he doesn't see it at all, so he can't help Pilar out. It's just a tough time of the night. Twilight sky.
Remember in last night's game when that happened, Jose hustled all the way over there to help out his center fielder. That time he couldn't pick it up either.
3-0 now.
That's unfortunate. The line drives could have been a double play, fly out to end the inning. Blue Jays could be hitting right now. Now they got to deal with a tight situation.
3-0 count. Bases loaded, 1 out. The bases loaded walk. That'll force a run in. Morrison jogs in from third. Echeverria picks up the RBI. And it's 5-1 Tampa Bay.
That'll probably bring the pitching coach out. Dane Johnson wants to talk with his starter. You know, it's very unfortunate. A break here, a break there. Again, the Blue Jays could be hitting.
The botched double play possible at second, and they couldn't get it done. Bautista nor Pilar saw that high fly ball off the bat of Wilson Ramos. Helpless feeling indeed. Not much you can do about it. The elements playing into that fly ball. Obviously, they had a chance to get a double play after that line drive off the bat of Malix Smith. So a run in here, still just 1 out. Ball 1. Daniel Robertson, the number 9 hitter. He scored the first Rays run back in the 3rd on the 2-run home run by Duda. Two balls and no strikes. We mentioned the 10 hits for Tampa Bay. It's just the 5th time since the All-Star break they've had 10 or more hits in a game in a span of 31 games.
Drying up. The offense was drying up tonight. They've had some home runs.
Good cut by Robertson, fouled straight back. It's 2 balls and a strike. Robertson struck out on that changeup back in the fourth.
Yeah, he threw him a beauty to get that strikeout. Could use one right here, even a ground ball, and get out of this inning.
Three and two. A run in here this inning. Souza's at third. Wilson Ramos with that bloop base hit. He's at second, and Danny Echeverria walked with the bases loaded. He's at first. Daniel Robertson with a 3-2 count. Another bases loaded walk. Back-to-back bases loaded walks, and that's going to be it for Marco Estrada. John Gibbons has already made the call to the bullpen.
He deserved better. You know, he just couldn't catch the break tonight, and now the inning is getting away from the Blue Jays, so John Gibbons got to go to the bullpen and change something up here.
Unfortunate set of circumstances. The ball gets lost in the twilight sky. It falls safely. Marco could have been out of this inning. So Matt Dermody will come in to take over. Just one out. The bases are still loaded. Corey Dickerson, the batter, had an RBI single his last time up. Big lefty Matt Dermody into the ballgame for his 6th appearance of the season, and he got roughed up in one outing against the Orioles, and that's why his ERA is so high.
Yeah, inflated. Just 4 innings this season. He was just recalled from Buffalo a couple of days ago. Down in Buffalo, he was 5-1 with a 3.5 earned run average. This is his 4th stint with the Blue Jays this season. And he's got a couple of tough left-handers to get out of this mess here in the 5th.
Corey Dickerson, the leadoff hitter. Dickerson had an RBI single in the 4th. He stole second, went to third on the throwing error by the catcher, Mike Ullman. Still just one out. The bases remain loaded. Shallow fly ball into left. Pierce gets there, makes the catch, and the runners will hold. Ramos at third. Never thought about advancing.
This 4K broadcast is brought to you by Samsung QLED TV. Experience Canada's team and all the colors of the game with the next innovation in TV.
Big out for Matt Dermody as he got Dickerson to fly on. Now Lucas Duda, who has homered tonight, and he was robbed of a base hit in the 1st inning by Josh Donaldson. First pitch strike.
Dickerson was hitting over 300 against lefties. Duda, not so much, just 230, but it does have 4 of his 21 home runs against left-handed pitching. He's looking to crank.
Yeah, he is. He's got that look on his face that he wants to double up here. He's got a grand slam to his credit. From what we have seen so far in this series, I think Dermody would try to get that fastball inside.
Yeah, that's where they got him last time, where he flew out to center field. They got fastball up and into him.
Good slider there. They mentioned Dermody's first outing of the season. He was charged with 5 earned runs on 4 hits, 3 home runs in just the third of an inning. That was on the 16th of April. That's his only appearance. Then he went back down to the minors. One, two. They beat him with that pitch upstairs at 93.
He's got a good arm. Low 90s fastball, 93, 94 miles an hour. That's plenty of fastball. It's just refining his pitches also and putting them in a good spot. That game that you were talking about, that was against the Orioles. That was the inning where every batter used that Trey Mancini bat and they kept hitting the ball out of the ballpark.
Bouncing ball. Smoked the first baseman. Will shovel to Dermody. What a play by Dermody. Matt got to the bag, reached behind for the throw, and stepped on first to end the inning. The Rays are going to have a look at it, but Dermody showing a lot of athleticism. He's got to find the base and then get the ball, which is behind him, and step on the bag all at the same time, and he did it. Good job by Dermody.
Seasons, how would you rank the Blue Jays' 40 greatest players? Go to sportsnet.ca to select your top 40 list.
That's an interesting survey, as there are so many young fans now following the Blue Jays, and you would think that their recollection would be for the last 15, 20 years of the Blue Jay players, but there were a lot of good players in the early days as well. Guys like Dave, Steve,
yeah,
Tom Henke, Dwayne Ward.
The great outfielders from the early 80s.
Bell, Barfield, and Mosby. But that'll be an interesting study to see the results of that survey. The top 40 players in 40 years of Blue Jays baseball. Here is the catcher, Mike Ullman. Pulls it foul wide up there.
Snell's got a 6-1 lead now. He can be a little bit more liberal and just attack. Use his fastball, work on that fastball command. Blue Jays are going to have to hit their way back into this one. What you don't want to do if you're Blake Snell is start to experiment out there now that you have a lead and start trying different things. Everything's just fine. 3 hits and just 1 run in 4 innings.
Well, I like the fact he's quickened his pace. He's working quicker now than when we saw him early on in the season. There's a drive to left field. Dickerson came in. Now he goes back and he makes the catch. 1 out. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. The Boston Red Sox have really taken off since they called up Rafael Devers and added Eduardo Nunez to their lineup. You look at their lineup right now, it is a beauty. Darwin Barney rips one right over the mound into center field. A 1-out single from the number 9 hitter.
Darwin's been around before. He knows that Snell's got to come right after him and pitch aggressively. First pitch fastball, and Darwin's ready for it. Right over the glove of Snell. He's in good position that time to field. Just can't come up with it.
So that'll turn the lineup over. The Blue Jays have really utilized the long ball lately. They need a couple here to get back in this game. The Jays have hit 32 home runs since the 25th of July, which is tied for the most in the majors with the Orioles and the Cubs. And we will see the Cubs Friday afternoon in Chicago. A 3-game series. All those games are day games.
That's a big part of what the Blue Jays do. They hit their share of home runs.
Ball and a strike to Bautista. Well, that's a good curveball. I mean, that's a legit curveball from a lefty. You don't see too many of those that have that 12-6 break on them where it's just boom.
Two planes.
Yep.
Up and then down. When he refines it, I think it can become a strikeout pitch for him when he can start throwing a little bit more consistently in the strike zone.
High fly ball to right. Souza's not going to get this one. It's a fair ball. Barney's around second. Bautista heads to second as they were playing Bautista to pull, and he crossed up the defense. That's his 15th double of the season. Look where Souza is.
He's playing him in right center field, and Bautista is going to take advantage of it by blooping that ball down the right field line. Bloop and a blast. That's how you get back into ball games. You got a single, a blooper, now a blast, and the Blue Jays are right back in it.
Second and third for Josh Donaldson. "17 homers for the Blue Jays third baseman. He's hit 8 home runs in his previous 16 games.
And he's getting his share of extra base hits too. That's what you want at that top of that lineup. 16 of his last 20 hits have been for extra bases. They actually play him to right center field. Take a look at the center fielder. Malik Smith in that shot right there is playing him to right center.
We have seen Donaldson hit balls to the alley and out of the ballpark in center and right center. So that's what they're working off of.
He might be changing up now that Donaldson's ahead 2-0. Center fielder's getting a little bit more straight away, maybe a couple of steps to the pull side.
Two balls and no strikes. Another changeup on a fastball count. And Donaldson's aware of it. He has made up his mind. Hey, you're not getting fastballs when you expect to. There aren't too many challenge pitchers in the game today.
They are against the Miami Marlins, against Mike Stanton. They're challenging him.
Yeah, they got to change that program. It's not working. Swinging a drive, deep to right. Get up, ball, get up, man, out of here. He's almost as hot as Stanton.
Another extra base hit. Another home run. That's 9 in his last 17 games, and that gets the Blue Jays right back in it. Talk about the bloop and the blast. Bautista blooped one down the right field line. Donaldson blasts one to right center. That thing was hit a long way the other way.
The bringer of rain brings it once again. Third home run in his last 3 games.
Well, he got a fastball, and it's out over the plate, and he's got great extension, and he's got great power the other way. He knows that ball's gone.
Justin Smoke rips it into center field. 4 straight hits for the Blue Jays with 1 out here in the 5th. Josh Donaldson has been on fire. Homered in 3 straight now, and this is a pretty swing to right.
Boy, is it ever. Drives that ball the other way. Gets his legs into it. Finishes his swing high, which you want. That means you're going through the baseball. You're not cutting off your swing. And just like that, that electrifies the crowd and gets them back into it.
You know, we have talked to Josh a lot this homestand, and he says, you know, I know I'm not going to get a lot of fastballs. So he's got the breaking ball in the back of his mind. And then what he does is he stays back and can still get to the fastball and hits it out to the opposite field.
That's what Brooke Jacoby was telling me the other day, saying he's staying behind the ball and he's getting everything into it, not getting out on his front foot where you lose all your power. You're staying back behind the baseball and driving through it.
Kendrys Morales.
Watch as Josh loads up and how he gets everything into it, but he's behind the ball. What a finish.
You know, when you hit so many home runs like Donaldson, when you square it up, you can feel it in your hands. And he knew he got it all, barreled it up, and knew that once he squared it up like he did, it wasn't going to stay in the yard.
You don't feel it coming off the bat. And it's just, you power it out there. It's like you don't even feel it, but you know you got it.
Tough call on Morales. Down and away for strike 2. Curveball, he strikes out. Second time he's gone down swinging tonight. 4 strikeouts for Schnell.
Second time he's gotten him. You throw enough strikes and you get the curveball close, he'll get guys swinging at it. Good play by Ramos, the catcher, to smother that ball.
Steve Pearce scored a run in the second as he had a one-out single came around to score on the double by Pilar. Pierce had another pitch on his mind and kind of asked the umpire, Trip Gibson, if it was high enough. The ball's in 2 strikes. Protects that plate. He stays alive. Beauty Tone, Canada's color experts, available exclusively at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Well, the Blue Jays are right back in it thanks to a 3-run Josh Donaldson home run. 3 RBIs. He's got 50 for the season. Outside. Pierce played in 60 games for Tampa Bay in 2016. Then he went back to Baltimore. In those 60 games, he had 309 with 10 homers.
Hey, he can hit. He has had some big hits already for the Blue Jays this year. Some walk-off hits.
Pierce was traded from Tampa Bay to Baltimore on August 1st last year for a minor leaguer. Then he became a free agent. Blue Jays signed him to a 2-year contract.
Another home run threat at the plate.
Fouls it off at home.
So he represents the tying run.
How about
just like that? That's why you see the worried faces and the worried look in the Tampa Bay dugout right now.
Well, Tampa Bay has had trouble getting hits and scoring runs. They got 6 runs on 10 hits. They've hit 2 home runs, and it's just a 2-run lead. And they have really pitched well this month. Oh, that's a tough one to take. Another good at bat by Pierce. 7-pitch at bat. Kevin Pillar is 2 for 2 so far tonight. Smoke with his first hit, a single, will be off on the pitch. All of a sudden, Blake Snell's pitch count has jumped to 90.
90, and we're only in the 5th inning. He has not, other than the first inning, had a 1-2-3 inning.
Left field. Dickerson is there. Pierce hit it hard, but right to the left fielder. Well, it's a brand new ball game, folks. Once again, thanks to Josh Donaldson. He has homered in 3 straight games. This swing produces a 3-run home run, his 18th of the season. And the Blue Jays now trailed by 2. Baseman in the American League for sure. Josh Donaldson and Evan Longoria. They're both great defenders, and they're both big run producers, and we thought we'd compare their seasons to this point.
How about Josh Donaldson? 50 RBIs in 76 games. He's out homered Longoria now with that 3-run home run. Evans had 67 RBIs. A few more games played, about 40 more games for Longoria.
Donaldson has 188 fewer at-bats, and he's out homered him, but he is on a homer run right now. Home runs in 3 straight. Inside, Matt Dermody came into the ball game and got Dickerson and Duda with the bases loaded. Strand the bases loaded. Saved a couple of runs for Estrada. Three and 0. Danny Barnes is loosening up. Remember, Dominic Leone is away from the club. He's on the bereavement list. He should be back probably in a day or so. There's a strike.
Pitch. Blue Jays still have 7 relievers. 4 of them are left-handed. Now that they're back into the ball game. Barnes was not available yesterday. Tepera was not available in yesterday's ball game. They are both ready to go tonight. Everybody, all hands on deck tonight.
Ground ball. Barney deep at short. Long throw. Just in time to get Longoria. Barney, with that good internal clock, knew he had to get off a strong throw. Planted that back foot and fired a strike.
Darwin showing off some strong arm across the infield. Plant that right foot. Get on top and then smoke with a nice stretch to finish it off over at first base. Barney came up as a shortstop. That's his natural position. Good, strong, accurate throw across the diamond.
He got a lot on that throw. 1 out now for Logan Morrison. Morrison had 2 hits against Estrada. Dermody's improved his slider from early in the season. He's been able to get it in good spots, especially to the left-handed hitters.
He's got a good arm, and I think he could make it as a reliever with a power arm. You don't see a lot of lefties who come out of the bullpen and throw that hard. He has to be able to hit his spots consistently. He had good numbers when he was down at AAA.
You see the hitters all trying to get some information about Dermody.
Threw it 33 games down there. 43 innings. He had 39 strikeouts. So he has a share of strikeouts.
That's the pitch that's most effective against left-handed hitters. It's a tight breaking ball. He starts it in the middle of the plate and it breaks down and away. It looks like a strike out of his hand.
Throw it again.
Holman called the slider twice, and Dermody wanted the fastball. Steven Souza Jr. will bat next. Full count to Morrison. He walked him.
Canada's favorite car cheers for Canada's favorite team, Honda. Proud fan since 1977 and the official vehicle of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, John Gibbons has made the call to the bullpen. It'll be Danny Barnes to face Steven Souza Jr. Matt Dermody will go an inning, and he walks Morrison with one out here, but he got out of a tough situation in the 5th. Now he'll look to Danny Barnes to bail him out here in the 6th. Barnes has had a couple of days off, and he's generally a lot better when he's had a day of rest or two. So Danny Barnes comes in, taking over for Matt Dermody. Steven Souza Jr. getting a scouting report from Chad Mottola, the hitting coach. 6-4 Tampa Bay. Very effective all season long. His 43rd appearance. He has last worked on Sunday, so he had yesterday off. He had a good inning on Sunday, retiring the side in order.
He had a good pop on his fastball and the changeup. And tell you what, John Gibbons is not afraid to go to him early when he needs him. He got him up early. Was not available yesterday because he had pitched on Sunday. Got the green light today. Blue Jays back into this game. He didn't hesitate to go to him against a tough right-hander.
Steven Souza Jr. takes the breaking ball outside for ball 1. "25 homers, 71 RBIs." We mentioned earlier that all those 25 home runs have come off right-handed pitching. Well, that's the book on Souza right there. Inside with the fastball, about belt high and higher.
Yeah. Yeah, they got him 3 times yesterday, breaking his bat on that pitch up and in.
That's going to be a base hit down the left field line. Pierce over to cut it off. Throw goes to third, and that allows Souza to get into second, as he picks up a double, his second hit of the night, his 19th double of the season.
Good job by Morrison going first to third on a base hit to left field. Souza fought off that pitch on the inside part of the plate and pulled it enough to left field. Four-seamer right back in there, up and in, but he's able to fight it off and muscle that ball down the left field line.
Not quite as high as they would have liked. The infield has to come in now. Tampa Bay has a 2-run lead. Mallex Smith, the center fielder, is 0 for 3. Second and third. Larry Rivera keeping a close eye on the infield and their positioning. Smith lined out to the second baseman back in the 5th. That's the play where Refsnyder shoveled the ball to Barney in an attempt to double off the base runner, but they couldn't connect.
initially called out. They went to the review and he was safe. They dropped the ball. It's imperative, as that ball's out of play, imperative that they stop these runs from scoring. The momentum went back onto the Blue Jays side after that home run by Josh Donaldson. So Gibby knows that. He's going to bring in Barnes to try and stop this.
Barnes ahead 0-2. Danny Barnes has strikeout capability. He has 51 strikeouts in 48 innings. The league's only hit 195 against Danny Barnes.
And Malik Smith has never seen him. So maybe you throw him that good changeup right here.
Fastball popped up, playable. Foul ground. Smoke calls for it, and that's a big out. Second out as he gets Malik Smith to pop out to the first baseman. So now, Wilson Ramos has a perfect night going. He walked, homered, and singled.
The single was a little bit of a gift on a fly ball to center field that got caught up in the twilight, and he was able to get a base hit out of that.
That led to 2 runs into the 5th inning. That single loaded the bases, and then Estrada would have back-to-back bases loaded walks. Danny Barnes on in relief of Matt Dermody. Dermody started the inning, got a ground ball out, and then walked Logan Morrison. Now they're going to have to talk things over. Holman and Barnes can't get together on the pitch selection. Eric Shelton, the bench coach here, assistant hitting coach and quality control coach. He knows all about Tampa Bay. He coached there for several years as their hitting coach.
He knows how to pitch to these guys. He watched him for a number of years.
Outside. It's a big situation for the Blue Jays to keep the momentum in their dugout. They scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Tampa Bay threatening to get those runs right back. Changeup, broken bat. Refsnyder at second, and that'll do it. Nice job by Danny Barnes. He's done a terrific job of stranding inherited base runners this season. He pitches out of it in the 6th. It's still Tampa Bay 6-4 over the Jays. Dominic Smith, 7th inning home run off Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray hasn't really pitched up to expectations just yet for the Yankees.
I think he might find pitching in the American League East and those ballparks a little different than pitching in the Oakland Coliseum.
I think so, with these stacked lineups in the AL East. Kevin Pillar's had a perfect start to his night. RBI double and a single. Keep the pressure on Blake Snell right here.
Have good at bats. Make him throw pitches. My guess is that Kevin Cash is going to go as far as he can with Snell. He's up to 93 pitches here in the 6th inning.
Pillar hits it sharply to the shortstop. Echeverria unloads in a hurry. 1 out.
Hit a home run with any project this season. Home Hardware, proud sponsor of the Toronto Blue Jays.
Nighttime here in Toronto. Rob Refsnyder's 0 for 2. Blue Jays have 4 runs on 7 hits. The Rays have 6 runs on 11 hits. For the Rays, it's just the 5th time since the All-Star break they've had 10 or more hits in a ball game. The span of 31 games.
Still has a pretty good fastball. That last one was 94.
Broken bat, grounder to third. Longoria throws out Refsnyder. 2 away. Couple of ground ball outs here in the 6th.
Hey, you get it on the ground, and this team. Wait a minute, catcher's interference. This team can pick it right away. Trip Gibson said catcher's interference.
Gibson had a couple of calls, one on a foul chip, possibly in the dirt. He made the call that it was a clean catch, and now he's explaining to Kevin Cash, and you can see Trip Gibson said, "I heard it." So Refsnyder will be placed at first on catcher's interference. Watch the glove of the catcher. I didn't see anything.
I didn't see anything
I
there.
didn't see anything at all. I don't know what that was. See that side shot once again, but it appeared as though the bat was well in front of the glove. And look at the look on Ramos's face.
I was watching his glove because normally when the bat hits the glove, it moves the glove, but I don't know. And I'm sure he'd like to take a look at it, but you can't.
Nope. It is an air charge to the catcher. No at bat for Refsnyder. Now Mike Ullman will step up, so he's batting with 1 out instead of 2. Refsnyder is 4 for 4 in stolen base attempts, but it's not a situation where you would expect him to run here. J.P. Howe starts to loosen up for the Blue Jays.
See if the Jays can take advantage of that call. Holman's got some pop now.
2-0. I tell you, this is taking on the personality of all these Blue Jays Rays games we have seen over the last several years.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, 6-1. It's going to be a 1 or a 2 run game by the 9th inning. It always is.
No matter who has the early lead, the other team seems to come back. 2-0. Now it's 3-0. Darwin Barney waits on deck. Barney got things going last inning with a 1-out single. He scored on the Donaldson home run.
Got to figure that this is his last batter right here. He's gotten his team into the 6th inning with the lead. He's at 100 pitches.
Strike one.
They've got reinforcements down in that bullpen for the Tampa Bay Rays. They got a pretty good one warming up right now in Cishek.
Steve Cishek came over for Erasmo Ramirez on the 28th of July from Seattle. 3-1 pitch. Holman out in front. Now it's a full count. Number 9 hitter Darwin Barney is on deck. High fly ball to right. Souza coming in quickly. And they clashed together, but Souza held on to the ball. Robertson went out, the second baseman, and they collided, but it appears that everybody's okay. Robertson, remember, he played shortstop last night. He's playing second base tonight. And Souza, when he gets a full head of steam going, he covers a lot of ground.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to run into him either. He's built so strong. That's the outfielder's ball. Robertson being very aggressive. Did not hear Souza call it. You can see he's calling it right there. Souza's able to catch it and then hold on to it after he collides with his second baseman.
Very dangerous play. We saw that in Chicago with Yoan Moncada and Willie Garcia. Garcia suffered a broken jaw.
Moncada, has he come back yet?
Yeah, he's back.
He's back. He had a knee problem.
He came back, but Willie Garcia just now barely eating solid food. He had his jaw had surgery. Barney fouls off a tough pitch. It's 0-2. Boston's leading 10-3 over St. Louis. They're in the top of the 7th in Fenway. The Yankees have a 4-2 lead, bottom of the 7th at Yankee Stadium. The Orioles are in Seattle, so they don't start till 10 Eastern time.
They're swinging it again, aren't they?
Manny Machado is.
Machado. Ooh.
He's got 20 RBIs in August. Barney hits it. Longoria dives and gets to his feet and throws him out. Evan Longoria, former Gold Glove winner, takes a hit away from Darwin Barney and snuffs out the Blue Jays here in the 6th. Two of the best fielding third basemen in the American League in this ball game, Donaldson and Longoria. And right here, Longoria ends the inning on a fine play to throw out Darwin Barney. We'll go to the 7th. copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Rogers Blue Jays Baseball Partnership. How about that trio? We love you too, London.
Nice artist work, huh?
Echeverria goes after the first pitch and pops it up. Smoke backs up, makes the play. Danny Barnes gets the first out here in the top of the 7th.
He just has that knack of getting that fastball in on righties. About 91 or 92 with his fastball. Looks like John Gibbons is going to play matchup the rest of the way here with his bullpen. He's got 4 lefties that he can work into the game, and he just picks spots in the Tampa Bay lineup where lefties are coming up. There's a couple of them coming up after Robertson. Looks like he's just going to match up lefty versus lefty, righty versus righty.
Dickerson is on deck in the hole. Lucas Duda, both lefties. Then Longoria and another lefty, Logan Morrison. 1-1 to Daniel Robertson. Now it's 2 balls and a strike. Ground ball. Barney up the middle. Boy, he unloads in a hurry, and they're going to call it out. That's kind of interesting because Smoke bobbled it. And Tampa Bay, and I don't blame them, they're going to look at that. But he clearly bobbled it, but the first base umpire, Lance Barksdale, called it out. And now the umpires are going to have a conference on their own.
I think one of the umpires saw that he bobbled it. He's got it. He bobbles it when he hits his body. My rule, that's really not a catch.
No. And I think that's why the umpires have had this conference. The crew chief is the third base umpire. Then I assume
he's looking right at him.
Yeah, the ball popped out of his glove once it slammed up against his leg. Dan Iasonia, the third base umpire, and watch, there's the scoop. But as soon as it hit his leg, it clearly popped out of his glove.
He's saying it's an out.
Yeah, they're going to change their mind. Yeah, that's the right call. Lance Barksdale made the initial call, and now John Gibbons is going to come out and say, what's up with that? So he'll get an explanation from Dan Iasonia, the crew chief. And you're going to tell me all the way across the diamond at third base you could see that he bobbled that ball?
Oh, he did. He was sitting right there. I don't know how he missed that. He caught it initially in the webbing, but then it popped out.
Now all the umpires are giving Gibbons their side of the story. But we've seen that a lot at first base where they scoop the ball and the ball's just not squarely in the glove. Smoke had it, but he knew he had to corral it. The ball was moving in his glove, obviously, and he could feel it.
And when he hit his leg, it just popped out.
We see it all the time with first basemen. They'll scoop it and then they'll re-grab it. And now Iasonia's coming back over to the Blue Jays bench
to see if they want to look at this one.
And they are going to look at it. So the question is, did he have control of it long enough to call it an out? And that's what the call was initially. take a look at it, I don't think he had control of it because he could feel the ball moving around in his glove. That's why he was trying to re-grip it.
It's a heck of a play by Barney to get it over there. He scoops it. It's in the snow cone, and that's where it's going to pop out.
Yeah, I don't see how the umpire can say he's out when the ball clearly pops out of his glove. Terrific scoop, but you can see the ball is snow coned, and as soon as it hits his leg, it pops out. I mean, everybody in the ballpark could see the ball came out of his glove.
Control, I guess, is the word. And it just doesn't have enough control for the umpires.
Yeah. I think that's the right call.
So do I.
So Robertson will get a base hit, I would think. It was going to take an exceptional play to retire him. Barney made a good play ranging behind second. Smoke made a good scoop, but they couldn't connect for the out. So lots going on. Barnes will stay in the game to face Corey Dickerson. Dickerson goes after that first pitch. He steps in that batter's box a hacking, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's a good hitter. He got a nice flat swing. He's got 22 bombs. He doesn't get cheated either. He was telling me in Tampa earlier this year when he came up with Colorado, one of the players that was a big influence on him was Justin Morneau when he was there. About how to come to the ballpark, be ready every single day. Don't give away at bats. Get your work in and just try and stay even keeled every single day.
One and one. According to the scoring, Smoke has been charged with his second error of the season because of the bobble. That's a tough one. I don't know if I agree with that either. I think you just got to say, hey, it was bang, bang. He tried to scoop it, couldn't make the play. And it's an infield hit.
That's an infield hit. That's exceptional play right there by Smoke to go out there and handle that tough throw. What you can't do is be influenced by the umpire saying out and then they change it.
Yeah, I think if you were to look at that play again, you say, hey, it was a tough play by Barney to get to the ball. He had to make a strong throw, and then the low throw couldn't be handled by Smoke. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out. There goes the runner. Ball was fouled out of the play, and Robertson had a big jump.
He timed up Danny Barnes. He's just giving him one look. You sit over there as the runner and you go 1001, 1002, and then he's been throwing the ball home. He's not varying his times to home. Robertson picked up on that and got a great jump. Pitch was too close for Dickerson to take. So we'll do it all again.
Two and two. Good changeup. Dickerson strikes out. 2 away. Let's check in with Jamie Campbell. What a run Joey Votto is on right now, and he ties Pete Rose and Barry Bonds for reaching base in 20 straight games twice. The only man that has done it more, Ted Williams, reaching base in 20 consecutive games twice or more. Duda goes after the first pitch. Now we've been told that the scorer has changed it to an E6, an error on Barney. That makes even less sense. Barney had to range far behind the bag at second to make the play initially. It wasn't a routine throw by any means. Duda late on that fastball, 0-2. Danny Barnes has had some season. He had to deal with a little shoulder inflammation, went on the DL for a while, but boy, has he been consistent.
They use him, it seems like, every other day. And he comes in tight situations, runners on base, gets him out, then he gives him another inning. Trying to throw up another 0 here in the 7th inning.
Trying to keep it a 2-run game. Kevin Cash has really been pleased with the way his pitching has pitched this month. Starters and relievers have both thrown the ball well. 0-2. Fastball drilled to left field. Pierces back and makes the catch. Duda's retired. Danny Barnes, another terrific outing for the Blue Jays. The big bats coming to the plate for the Jays in the bottom of the 7th. Jose Bautista. Josh Donaldson is homered for a 3rd straight game, and Justin Smoke, he too has a hit. Ball game. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Is a 6-4 Rays lead. New pitcher is Steve Cishek. He has split his time between the Mariners and the Rays. This will be his 32nd appearance of the season.
Pretty good numbers at 2-1 with a 225 earned run average in 31 games. Sinker slider combination from Cishek. He creates a really tough angle on right-handed batters with that slider. He's held right-handed batters to a 159 average this season, a 2.0 average in his career. He had 25 saves last season for the Mariners, so he's got a little bit of everything for him. This is a good pickup for the Rays. He can close if they need him. He can pitch in the 8th inning if he needs to, or he can face some tough right-handed batters late in the ball game, like he's going to do in this inning.
Top of the order for the Jays: Bautista, Donaldson, and Smoke. Bautista takes the first pitch, strike. Cishek was picked up on a trade July 28th for Erasmo Ramirez from Seattle. He was originally signed by the Marlins and had some big years as the closer in Florida. He's got a funky delivery, but he's got a good fastball. Oftentimes you see those deliveries and they don't have the velocity. Hit into center. Alex Smith breaks it down right in front of the warning track. With 1 out, that'll bring Josh Donaldson to the plate. Drive of the game brought to you by the powerful all-new 2017 Civic Type R.
We've said this a few times on this homestand because he keeps hitting homers. Josh Donaldson with this 3-run blast in the 5th inning got the Blue Jays back to within 2. Stays on it, drives it out of here, his 18th home run, and now has 50 RBIs. That is this evening's drive of the game.
Home runs in 3 straight games for Donaldson. Check swing and knocked down, and Cishek can't find it. Oh, what a break for the Blue Jays. Little tapper back to the mound. They got a glove on it, popped away from him. He didn't know where the ball was.
They've gotten a lot of breaks in this game. This is going to be a ground ball to the second baseman. You see Robertson, who was in the shift, was going to come in and make that play, but Cishek can't find the baseball. And Donaldson has another hit.
So Jim Hickey will come out and have a conference with Cishek. He often does this with a pitcher hasn't seen much of a batter. He'll come out, give him a game plan, take the onus of decision away from the pitcher and catcher. Smoke is 1 for 1 with a home run against Cishek. As you see, big Tommy Hunter loosening up. He has been terrific working out of their pen. Lots of strikeouts.
He picked up Cishek the other day after Cishek allowed a couple of runners to get on base in that series against the Indians. Neither of them scored. He's held lefties to a pretty low batting average also. It's not just that he can pitch to righties. Lefties are hitting under 200 against Cishek this year also.
Smoke hit his 32nd home run on Sunday. Part of a 2-hit day. 1 out with Donaldson at first. He's hacking. Smoke single to center in the 5th. Tampa Bay with a 6-4 lead. Nice play by Robertson. They go to Longoria, and that ends the inning. Sharply hit by Smoke, but they convert the double play to end the threat in the 7th. After 7 complete, Tampa Bay leads it 6-4.
Fans, thanks to the Lady Jays, you can now bid on baskets full of your favorite Blue Jays players' favorite items. From movies to snacks to fashion, the baskets have all you need to live like the Blue Jays. Bidding is open until August 21st, and all proceeds support Jays Care Foundation. Visit jayscare.com/favorite things to bid today. To the 8th inning, back up to the booth, Buck Martinez and Pat Tadler.
Thank you very much, Hazel May. Another back and forth affair. Blue Jays threatened to score, but Cishek gets the double play. Now Ryan Tepera takes over here in the 8th.
Ryan was off yesterday. He last pitched on Sunday, but what a season he has put together. 53 games this year. He's 6-1, 334 earned run average. He's 3rd among American relievers in innings pitched with those 59 1/3. By far, that's his career high in innings pitched. He has come in and has done a heck of a job for the Blue Jays this season.
Tough part of the order. Longoria, Morrison, and Souza for Tampa Bay. Ground ball. Donaldson cuts in front of the shortstop and throws Longoria out. One away. Let's check it with Jamie Campbell. Bartolo Colon making the start for the Twins, and Edwin Encarnacion. We all know how much he loves hitting in Minnesota. He absolutely loves hitting in that ballpark.
He makes it look small, doesn't he? First time he went in there, everybody was saying, oh, well, you're big home run hitters. They're not going to do much here. It's too big, this target field. He makes it look small, doesn't he?
12 home runs in 31 games.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Logan Morrison has had a good night at the plate. A couple of hits, including a double. He's walked, officially 2 for 3. Bullpen once again doing a nice job. Matt Dermody went an inning. Didn't allow a hit nor a run. He walked the batter. And then Danny Barnes with 2 1/3. No runs on 1 hit. Had a strikeout.
Last night, Blue Jays had 3 innings out of the bullpen, didn't give up a hit.
Mentioned the Orioles are in Seattle to play the Mariners. That's a 10-10 start. Interesting note about that game. Andrew Albers of North Battleford, Saskatchewan will start for the Mariners. He will be the 16th starter used by Seattle this season.
And that's all you have to know about how the season's gone for the Seattle Mariners.
They have not had much luck keeping their starters healthy. Albers pitched briefly for the Blue Jays and a couple of different stints with the Twins, but this year at AAA with the Braves he went 12-3. So he will start tonight for the Mariners. Unfortunately, he starts against Manny Machado and the Orioles. They're red hot. Good pitch from Ryan. Now it's 3-2 to Morrison. Steven Souza Jr. is on deck. 6-4 ball game. Tampa Bay scored 2 in the 3rd, 2 in the 4th, and 2 in the 6th. The Blue Jays had the early lead at 1-0. They scored a run in the 2nd. They scored 3 in the 6th.
Tampa has left a runner on base every inning also. They've left 11 on in 7 innings.
Yeah, it could have been much worse. They were 2 for 10 in run scoring situations.
Mike Ullman gets one right in the face mask.
Fly ball. Bautista at the track, up against the wall, makes the catch. Morrison hit it as far as you could. It didn't go out of the ballpark. Bautista, I don't think he saw it off the bat, but he picked it up and made the play right up against the wall.
I'm with you on that. And then eventually got back to the wall, and nobody knows right field better than Jose Bautista. He's played out here a long time. And luckily that ball was up there a long time. He was able to get back, haul it in right in front of the bullpen for the 2nd out.
Tepera, 2 outs here in the 8th. Right-hander against the right-handed hitting Souza. Souza is 2 for 3 with a walk. $11 hits, 5 extra base hits for Tampa Bay.
Chad Mottola is probably saying that's more like it. Saw him today. He's the hitting coach for Tampa Bay. He says, I'm out here every day. I can take this. My guys are going down. I'm going to be right there with them. It's been a tough little stretch for the Rays lately.
Inside. 2 balls and a strike. Tepera trying to keep the Rays in check here in the 8th. Dermody followed Estrada, then Barnes. And now Tepera. Ball gets away from Oman. 3-1. Breaking ball hit high and deep to center field. Pilar's on the run. He's got room, makes the catch right up against the wall. So Tepera gets a nice play in right from Bautista. Pilar follows suit in center. 3 up, 3 down. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Now time for a Blue Jays Central Update. Here's Jamie Campbell with Greg Zahn from the Samsung broadcast studio.
Mike Trout and the high-flying Angels challenge Ryan Zimmerman and the powerful Washington Nationals. It's an interleague matinee. Your probables for this one, Nolasco and Rourke. You can catch it tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time on Sportsnet and Sportsnet Now. Let's head back to the booth. Here's Buck and Todd.
Thank you very much, Hazel. The Washington Nationals beat the Angels 3-1 today in Washington. So they will resume action tomorrow. Big Tommy Hunter is into the ballgame to start the bottom of the 8th inning. He's a hard thrower that racks up the strikeouts, averaging almost 10 strikeouts per 9 innings pitched.
Blue Jays know all about Tommy Hunter. He's been in this league for a while. First pitch is popped up. Longoria is going to have a play.
He gets over, makes the catch in foul ground as Morales pops out.
But Hunter 44 games against the Blue Jays, including 9 starts. They've had success against him. He's thrown 90 and 2/3 innings, and they've hit 306 against him. Coming out of the bullpen, he's throwing bullets right now for Tampa Bay.
31 years old. He was drafted by Tampa Bay in 2005, but did not sign. He went to the University of Alabama and became a first-round pick of the Texas Rangers. He's got a big arm. He was involved in a very interesting trade. He and Chris Davis were traded to Baltimore for Koji Uehara in 2011, a trade deadline deal.
What did you call that? An interesting trade?
Interesting.
I'm going to call it lopsided for Baltimore.
Wow. You get Tommy Hunter a starter, and you get the big slugger Chris Davis, and they haven't yet discovered Chris Davis's power. 2-1. Tim Mesa has not pitched in a big league game. He was just recalled from AAA Buffalo and Roberto Osuna. Bounce foul by Pierce. 33,718 in attendance tonight. Pretty good Tuesday evening crowd. 2 more games in this homestand, Wednesday night and Thursday afternoon. Thursday afternoon is a 4 o'clock start. Blue Jays will then jump on a plane, go to Chicago, and get ready to take on the Cubs. That's a ground ball to third. Longoria has it in time. Pierce is retired.
Well, you're going to get a fastball from Tommy Hunter. He throws a little wrinkle breaking ball in there every now and then. He's got a nice little cutter, but his fastball velocity right now, he's averaging a career high. He's averaging about 96 on his fastball this year, and that's a career high.
This is his 10th season. He's made 75 starts in his career. Kevin Pillar makes the first pitch strike. 96 on the corner. Jim Hickey checking in with the bullpen. Alex Colomé is their closer, and he's not pitched much lately. Colomé hasn't had many opportunities given the struggles of the offense. He leads the American League in saves.
Just now starting to get loose.
Popped up over near the seats. Duda is there and leans in and makes the catch. Nice play by Lucas Duda. He got to the wall, leans in over the seats, and makes the catch to end the inning. Duda has homer tonight. Now he makes a nice catch, sizing up how much room he has. Leans into the seats, makes the catch. Inning is over. Tim Mesa will make his big league debut. When we come back, he'll start the 9th inning for the Jays.
Tim Mesa making his major league debut. He told me he credits his rise through the Blue Jays system on helpful conversations with former Cy Young winner and now current Blue Jays special assistant Pat Henkin. Mesa said one piece of advice really stayed with him. Henkin told him, quote, get ahead, get out of the middle, which he took as get ahead of the hitters and expand. Mesa said he thinks of those words when he steps out on the mound. As for who he models his game after, Buck, Mesa told me no one in particular, but he's often been compared to former Blue Jays closer Brett Cecil.
Mesa, 25 years old. He was a 12th round pick of the Blue Jays in 2013. And tell you what, you get a chance to talk to Pat Henkin, you should listen to what he says.
He's been there and he's done that. He's now a big leaguer as he gets ready for his first action in the big leagues. Through the minor leagues, he's been a strikeout and inning type of reliever. Credits a slider for some help with that, and he's got a big arm too.
Peter Borges pinch hitting for Alex Smith, the center fielder. Well, Mesa, utilizing that Henkin advice, he got ahead and then get out of the middle. But it's such an easy approach, and especially when you're pitching out of the bullpen. Throw strike one and then go to the corners, expand. So now he's ahead of Peter Borges.
Borges doesn't know anything about him, so maybe you can throw a breaking ball off the plate, strike him out.
96 in the dirt. Well, Pat Henkin has been a big supporter of Tim Mesa for the last couple of years. You look at his numbers and he comes at you. He's got some strikeout capabilities. This year in 2 stops he has 58 strikeouts in 52 2/3. There's a good breaking ball. First batter in the big leagues. He strikes out. It's Peter Borges, his first big league strikeout.
And there goes the baseball. Time to go find a new one. Slider. He credits that slider, the command with that breaking ball, to help him make that next step, and that's a wicked one.
Tell you what, that slider plays to lefties and righties. Got some nice depth. And I know Pat Henkin's got a big smile on his face right now. 1 out, Wilson Ramos. George Poole is taking care of that baseball from Mesa's first big league strikeout. Ramos walked, homered, singled, and grounded out. His home run last night snapped a long homerless drought. He'd gone 74 at bats without a home run prior to that home run in last night's game. He hit that in the second inning.
22 of them last year for Ramos. That was a savvy signing.
Well, they had to wait for him to get healthy. They signed him while he was rehabbing a significant knee surgery.
So they spent the time. They had Derek Norris here earlier this season as their #1 catcher. He's no longer here once Ramos got healthy and was activated.
Ramos did not play his first game this season until June 24th. So he's playing catch up right now. This is just his 34th game of the season. Past Refsnyder into center field. Ramos has his 3rd hit of the ball game.
He's hit the ball hard tonight. Home run, single, then that's a tough play. That's a do or die play for the infielder. You field it off to the side. Louis Rivera's been working with Refsnyder, saying, I want you to field everything with one hand because you're quicker with one hand. That time he can't come up with that bullet. 12th hit tonight for the Rays.
Ramos, as we mentioned, his 3-hit game. First 3-hit game of the season for the catcher. Danny Echeverria, 1 for 3. Had a bases loaded walk in the 5th. Tim Mayza is from Pennsylvania. He was born in Allentown, Pennsylvania. He went to school in Millersville, Pennsylvania. Millersville University of Pennsylvania. That's where the Blue Jays saw him.
Division II. He was rated as a number 6 prospect in 2012 in Division II.
Everybody in baseball is looking for a left-handed reliever that can get lefty hitters out. Got a breaking ball, you can get it over, throw hard. He's thrown 96 in this inning.
He got on the radar last year. We started hearing about him when he was down in Dunedin. 28 games down there, 48 2/3 innings, 52 strikeouts. He then took his talents to AA New Hampshire after that. Didn't have the type of success that he had in A ball, but he kept climbing the ladder.
Yeah, in Dunedin, he had 15 walks and 52 strikeouts. That's what caught everybody's eye. Actually began his career, made some starts in his first season. Made 5 starts between the Gulf Coast League and Bluefield in the Appalachian League. Now the 3-2 pitch. Ground ball. Donaldson comes after it. Goes to second for 1. Return throw, not in time. Boy, Donaldson made a heck of a play. Back over his shoulder and threw a strike to second to get the lead runner. Not much of a double play opportunity, but he made a heck of a play to keep a runner out of scoring position.
Echeverria just runs too fast. Get it and get rid of it as quickly as you can and throw it accurately. He does all of that. And you can see even if that throw was on line, Echeverria was going to beat it out. Josh has played some nifty third base on this homestand.
Yeah, he's played very well. Daniel Robertson. He hit that controversial ball up the middle that Barney made a play on through to first, and Robertson was initially called out, but they had a conference. The umpires changed their mind. Scorekeeper changed their mind too, because initially it was an error on the first baseman, then it was changed to an error on the shortstop. And I think the next change should be the right one and make it an infield hit.
I think everybody would agree and appreciate that. Robertson, the hitter, and Barney, the fielder.
Ball and a strike, 2 outs from the top of the 9th. Barney had that ball hook on him just as he was about ready to make a play. Throw goes into second, and Robertson will end up at second with a slide. Barney looked like he was going to make a play on it. It looked like it hooked on him right at the last minute.
Hooked or knuckled? You've had knuckleballs hit to you like that, and they're difficult to catch. Robertson's hit the ball hard a couple of times, goes down and gets this fastball. Darwin went up to get it, and it just knuckled right by him.
Yeah, it was, in fact, squared up such that it was a knuckleball, and Barney got to it, and then it just disappeared, went into the outfield. 6th double of the season for Robertson. His second hit. So here's the test. Lefty on lefty for Tim Mayza. Corey Dickerson, 1 for 4. 1 for 5, excuse me.
And a pretty good hitter against left-handed pitching this year, Dickerson. He lays in there and stays in there against left-handed pitchers on that breaking ball.
Perfect pitch. 88 with the breaking ball. 0-2. Tim Meza in his big league debut struck out the first batter he faced, Peter Borges, the pinch hitter. Nice play by Ullman. Barney makes the catch on this line drive. Welcome to the big leagues, Tim Meza. He strands a pair, picks up his first big league strikeout, and he keeps it a 2-run game.
Blue Jays on Sportsnet. Presented by award-winning Honda Marine. Great days on the water begin with Honda.
Bottom of the ninth. It's a 6-4 Tampa Bay lead. Alex Colomé, the saves leader in the American League. 34 saves, but he's blown 5. This is his 50th game of the season.
He hasn't had a lot of opportunities this recent stretch right here. Just one game in the last 12 days for Colomé. Still, he's got a pretty decent ERA at 3.31. Peter Borges into the ball game in center field after he pinched hit.
Nori Aoki comes off the bench. He will bat for Robert Refsnyder to start the bottom of the ninth. First spit strike from Colomé.
Colomé comes right after you. Fastball, a little bit of a cutter. Throw a slider. He's a lot like Roberto Osuna, the Blue Jays closer. Good arm. Comes right after you.
Colomé is one save behind the major league leader, Craig Holland of the Rockies in saves. Holland has 35. Colomé has 34.
He has pitched a lot this year. 49 games. This is game number 50. He's 2-3, so he's got a couple of wins, 3 losses, and 34 saves. The team record when he enters the game is 42-7 this season.
Aoki stays alive, 1-2. Colomé has 71 career saves. That's tied with Danny Baez for the franchise 3rd spot on the all-time saves leaderboard. Roberto Hernandez has 101 saves. Fernando Rodney, 85. 1-2. Aoki, he can protect the plate.
And he's going to do that. He's going to wait as long as possible and then just flick that bat out there. The outfield is playing him shallow in left field and over towards the left field line. Especially with 2 strikes, they do not think he's going to pull Colomé.
Off the plate, everything's away. This is just the 4th appearance for Colomé this month. Good fastball. He strikes out Aoki. 1 away. Now for a preview of what's coming up on Sportsnet Central. Here's Carolyn Cameron and Ken Reed. That's great news, and that's all coming up right after this ball game. Ezequiel Carrera batting an even 300. He will bat for the catcher, Mike Holt. Blue Jays would love to get back to the top of the order, get Bautista and Donaldson up here in the ninth.
Yeah, and give them a shot. One of them would represent the winning run. One of them would represent the tying run, possibly. You got 4 lefties on the bench, and they're going to go to him here in the 9th.
0-2 quickly to Carrera. Ryan Goins, he too did not start. He has grabbed a bat. He will pinch hit for Barney. Oh-2. Carrera stays alive. Ezequiel Carrera has a hit off of Colomé. He is 1 for 2. The slider gets him. Back-to-back strikeouts, and the Blue Jays are down to their final out.
Yeah, like Roberto Osuna, he cuts the ball, and he also has a pretty nasty slider. That was it right there to finish off that at bat. 51 2/3 innings, 42 strikeouts coming into this one. The spin takes that one out of the strike zone. Pretty nasty stuff, even to a lefty.
Ryan Goins will try to keep the Blue Jays' hopes alive coming off the bench as a pinch hitter. Bounces it up the first baseline. Colomé will tag Goins, and that's the ball game. So Alex Colomé picks up his 35th save of the season. That ties him for the major league lead. Big bats tonight for Tampa Bay. Duda had a 2-run home run. Ramos homered for a 2nd straight game. And Tampa Bay has evened the series at a game apiece.
Yeah, they were looking for a breakout game. They needed it offensively. They got 13 hits against the Blue Jays, and they scored 6 runs. They also left 13 runners on base. Blue Jays have to get it together tomorrow, try to win this series before they go out on the road.
Marcus Stroman and Jake Perea will be the starting pitchers in Game 3 of this 4-game set. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Stay tuned. Here's Sportsnet Central. Carolyn and Ken.